Yo, what's happening, people? It's your boy Michael Griggs, and welcome back to the fourth episode of European Night Recap. UCL Matchday 6, and I did promise you guys last time after Matchday 5. I said for the last Matchday I will bring a guest. I will not be by myself. So I went out and I found someone that not only watches a lot of football. He might be the only person I know that watches more sports than me in general. He's even into basketball now. I hear being a Timberwolves fan. NFL, obviously, he'll call NFL the best sport in the world. My boy Mohammed, how you doing, my guy?
I'm good, my bro, man. Thank you. I mean, sports is my personality trait, so I appreciate the intro, man. I ain't got nothing. Yo, if there's no sports, there's no me, man. I got no. You know what I'm trying to say, but
I hear that, bro. Nah, obviously. I'm out here watching Tommy DeVito is the bright light in my sports.
Yeah, man. It's a better experience than watching Daniel Jones. I mean, it is what it is.
That's true. But yeah, NFL. We'll do NFL episode another day, guys.
Another time. Sure.
Another time. That's another episode. So obviously UCL Matchday 6. The UCL is official. The group stages are finally completed. And I also realized they tweeted this. It's the last ever time we're ever gonna have that group stage format because obviously next year they're going to the Swiss format. So I never even clocked that till this morning. I'm like, oh shit, that's kind of weird, but it's kind of crazy because obviously next year you have the weird. I have to read into it because I'm kind of confused.
No, it's there's gonna be 36 teams. The top 8 teams automatically go to the round of 16, and then teams from 9 to 24. So the next 16 teams, they're gonna play a round of 16 like a playoff, exactly, and then they get drawn against the top 8 teams.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Big up JJ in the comments, but yeah, you know what? Let's start with Tuesdays. I typically don't talk about United on these, but that's because I do my match reaction. But obviously, I don't. You're a bigger United fan than me right now, to be honest.
Nah, I don't know about that. I mean, even myself, I'm starting to feel cool. It might not be. You feel me? Because at the start of the season, it was like, you know what? Ten Hag done incredibly last year with a terrible team. Got all these signings now. Let's see what he can like. Obviously, kick on. But that's obviously not happened. You've regressed massively, so it's a bit weird.
So Man United obviously out of Europe. We did a Brexit, like I said the last couple of days. We just completely left Europe. Fitting that it's an English team to do that. Obviously I want to get an outsider's perspective on with Erik ten Hag. Obviously I'm ten Hag. We just talked about that backstage. I'm fully done with him. From an outsider perspective, what do you think Man United should do in terms of a managerial appointment? Like stick with him, or do you think that there might be like get him gone and try to bring an interim and then wait till obviously in the summer when the new ownership hopefully is in and go for someone else? Because I've been hearing Graham Potter the last couple of days. That's the one name I've been hearing. So what do you think United should do?
The thing is, I think at some point you're going to need to stick with a manager and just stick it out. If I'm trying to say, like, there's going to be growing pains no matter who you get. Like right now, you've started with this manager. You've backed him in the transfer window. Let him try and figure it out. I mean, as bad as United have looked, even you'll agree that you will look so much better just when Lisandro Martinez comes back. Like so much of what you guys do going forward defensively is because of that guy. You feel me? You don't buy Onana to play with Maguire and Evans. You buy him to play with Lisandro Martinez. So I feel like obviously you're in your right. All United fans are in their right to think, I get this guy out. Like he doesn't know what he's doing. But at the same time, I'm even with my club, even when we were horrible, I wasn't rushing to get Rudy Garcia out because I know that managers take a little bit of time, especially when you've got 1 or 2 key players out. So, I mean, there was a time this season where Man United were playing with their 5th and 6th choice centre-backs. You're playing with your 3rd choice centre-back at left-back because you've got so many injuries. So it's just, I feel like he deserves a little bit more time. But if he was to go, I would understand because results have been so bad. You feel me? But I'm just me personally, I think wait a little bit more and wait for Lisandro to come back and see how it goes from there.
I mean, obviously Leach has been a big miss. Maybe the season can restart when he comes back. Him and Casemiro, 2 of the big pillars. But obviously we played a team that are meant to be one of the UCL favorites. At least according to odds makers and a lot of people, Bayern Munich. Obviously for me, this game didn't really matter for them. Like they played in first gear the whole game. Musiala was just vibing. Harry Kane was dropping like a quarterback.
He wanted to do.
Yeah, they were just vibing. But with Bayern, do you think? Obviously, I don't really want to talk about, but in terms of like the future knockout stages, do you think a lot of people have Bayern like in the top 3 favorites? Do you think Bayern deserve to be in that category in terms of top 3? Or do you think that right now they're not, but they could address, like if they sign a midfielder example in January, like a DM specifically, Do you think that can kind of take them over the top into being a top 2 favorite?
I think when you've got that level of quality players, right, and you've got a manager like Tommy Tuchel, I think you're always going to be a favorite. When you add Harry Kane to a team that already has Leroy Sané and Coleman, Gnabry has barely played this year, Musiala still there, and you sign Kim Min Jae. I mean, you're always going to be a favorite when you have that level of that caliber of team. You feel me? So I think, and obviously it's the same with Man City this season as well. We know they're going to touch a second gear as soon as January comes. Like we know that. So them and Man City for me are the two teams that are a cut above everyone else in the Champions League. And I think everyone else, and then there's like a middle bracket of teams, and there's like 8 or 9 teams that are in that middle bracket of teams.
Wow, fair enough. For me, Bayern, I really haven't rated them all year. I think Harry Kane is obviously world class, one arguably the best striker on the planet. Left wing, I think Leroy Sané has been one of the best wingers on the planet. But I look at the midfield. I think Kimmich has kind of regressed slightly. Leon Goretzka, I call him a road runner, but the dude just vibed out. There is no midfield ability in Leon Goretzka. Musiala obviously is Musiala, like he's good,
special.
But then obviously center back Kim Min Jae, who I wanted at my football club. Like people talk about United, like the one player that should have signed that Bayern did was Harry Kane. For me, it would have always been Kim Min Jae, because the Kim Min Jae Lissandro partnership, or even the Kim Min Jae Varane, is like that's just perfect. And I saw what Kim Min Jae was physical battle against Haaland. So I think they have. You're right in terms of they have the X factor in UCL. You have to have X factor to be able to win UCL. Like no matter what, Real Madrid, they may have not always been the best team on that pitch, but
they've always had X factor.
That Benzema, Vinicius, all you needed was those two, and you were going to win. Modric with the Trivellas, all that kind of stuff. So I kind of hear what Bayern. But I think for me, if they don't sign a DM, I just think when you come up against the likes of Man City, who beat them last year, and they were much better, I think the likes of Real Madrid are better than last year. They're a little bit more youthful, more energy. I think even Arsenal, who we'll talk about soon, they have kind of the recipe in terms of succeeding in Champions League. Inter Milan, who made the final last year, we all know what Inzaghi can do. So I think with Bayern, I think they just need to get that defensive midfielder, pair him with Kimmich, and then when you look at that starting 11, you're like,
okay. Another thing I've noticed with Bayern, especially these group stages, they're playing down to competition. I mean, their group was a joke, and they got I don't know if they dropped a single point in the group. Like
they dropped 2 to Copenhagen and draw.
Yeah, so they were in cruise control the entire time, and like for sure that when they play against a Man City or a Real Madrid, they're gonna raise their level. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's why I don't put too much stock into these kind of teams, how they perform in the first half of the season and how they perform in the group stages of the Champions League, because when January comes, whether they make signings or not, they're gonna raise up the level. Because if you say for example, your Harry Kane or your Musiala or your Leroy Sané, you're playing about 50 games this season. So just get what you can get in the first half of the season. You don't exert too much energy. When the home stretch comes, then you do what you're gonna do.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, also Thomas Tuchel, whether people like him or not, he has proven to be a dangerous man in the Champions League. Obviously, he's won it, so he has kind of the tactical nous for it. But do you think that there's any team like that Bayern could potentially draw in the round of 16 that can like maybe cause that kind of upset? Do you think that will be kind of
in the round of 16? Inter Milan, for me, I think Inter Milan have been fantastic this year. And of course, no one really wants to play PSG, regardless of how bad they are and whatnot. I mean, Luis Enrique, PSG have been horrible. PSG have been poor. PSG have been an absolute joke, right? But at the same time, it's that same thing with X factors again. Like you've still got Mbappe, there's still Ousmane Dembele. Like Zaire Emery looks like a baller, and they've got an incredible coach as well. Like Luis Enrique, of course, he's gonna figure it out at some point. Yeah. So no one's saying, yeah, we want to play PSG, no matter how bad they are. I mean, they're always gonna be a difficult opposition to play, especially the bigger teams, like a team like Man City or Bayern Munich. The reason they probably would want to avoid PSG is because PSG's biggest issue has been breaking down teams that do low blocks. Bayern Munich are going to come in and they're going to impose themselves, and they're going to play a high line, and then you're given all these spaces to like speed all over the pitch. Like Hakimi can get in behind you, Ousmane Dembele, Kolo Muani, Kylian Mbappe, so they can hurt you in multiple ways. It's the smaller teams like Milan and Newcastle and Borussia Dortmund who are going to sit back against them and try to hit them on the counter attack that they've struggled with.
Yeah, so Mbappe is scary, but yeah, I think with Bayern, I think I don't know what the draw is gonna be. Obviously, that's not until Monday. I don't know why they do it on Monday. Why don't they?
It used to be on Friday.
Yeah, just do it tomorrow, bro. Just do all 3 of them because that makes no sense. But because I think the shit is like mad early on Monday morning, so I don't have to worry about it. My club's not in it, so that's a you problem,
It's a
obviously.
me problem. It's a me
That's a you
problem.
problem. Group B, Lens, Sevilla, PSV, Arsenal. This group was pretty much wrapped up in terms of the top two teams.
Yeah.
Sevilla managed to not go to their home, aka
To the
Europa
Europa
League.
League. Yeah, I know. I see a
So
lot of people celebrating. Yeah, Sevilla in the Europa League this year.
I'm surprised. I think they're one of the few teams that did not win a single game in the Champions League this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of crazy. But obviously, the big team in this group is Arsenal. They drew PSV. They didn't. It was a kind of a throwaway game for them. But Arsenal, their fans have been chatting about now. They want the big teams now. They don't want to.
Yeah,
They don't want to wait till later. They want the tough challenge. I know they haven't been in Champions League for
I
8
don't
years
know,
now.
man. I don't know, man.
They're not as experienced, bro. I've always wanted the easiest route, but no one cares about your route in Champions League. All that matters is if you win it or not.
Exactly.
That's it. But apparently they want Inter Milan. They think it's 2006.
I think I understand where Arsenal fans are coming from because like no one really takes them seriously, so they want it so they can gain a bit of respect.
Statement. They want that statement victory.
They want a statement win because they haven't had that at all this year. Even though they're playing very, very well, like no one really respects them. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I understand why they want to, like, just as a fan base. If you ask Arteta, he's gonna want Copenhagen. You feel me? You're gonna want the easiest team available. That's without a shadow of a doubt.
Nah, yeah, bro, it's crazy. But with Arsenal, obviously, I think we talked about it on his Sam channel yesterday because we were doing like UCL recap. But that was Sam. We talked about like what kind of favorites are Arsenal. I put him in my top 5. I think I had them 5th. I had obviously Man City first. I think I had Real Madrid 2nd. I had Atletico 3rd, Bayern 4th, and then I think I put Arsenal 5th. They tied with.
I take Inter Milan.
Yeah, maybe I had Arsenal 6th. I entered like I think Inter. Maybe I had Inter.
Wait, so you said Bayern, Man City, the 2 Madrid teams, and Inter Milan.
Yeah, probably that. And I say Arsenal in around there.
That's pretty fair.
I think those are the only 6 teams I could see holding up that trophy in May or June, whenever it is. But I think with Arsenal, for me, when we look at Champions League, we always talk about defensive solidity first. That's the first thing. And Arsenal, so far this year, they've shown that they're the best defensive team in the Premier League by far. In Champions League, they've kind of replicated it. Obviously, away games, they've been kind of shaky. But when you have a Saliba, who's the best young center back in world football, more than arguably, in my opinion, him and Gabriel have one of the most solid partnerships. Ben White is decent. Tomiyasu, if he's fit, come knockout stages, he's a defensively solid player. Zinchenko, not so much. He's a stripper. That's not as good. Declan Rice is a monster in defensive duels. I generally see. I don't think there's many players in the world that can kind of beat Declan Rice in the duel. The dude just wins every single tackle you see him do. If number 5 from Ghana comes back, I don't know, but they have some good players. Kai Havertz actually usually rises it in Champions League. That's a competition that he always thrives in. He has a lot more space. So he can he has a tall frame, so he's able to carry the ball better. So they have the players, but while they have the defensively, you also have to have X factor in attack. And when you look at Arsenal's attack this year, the X factor has typically not been there. But Bukayo Saka's been probably the only one. Martinelli hasn't really replicated it. Gabriel Jesus, we always question his finishing.
And they're probably going to sign players in January as well. So that's going to obviously...
If they sign Ivan Toney...
Exactly. If they sign like a Toney, for example, that boosts their chances.
Yeah.
Their chances massively. It's a shame that my team isn't part of like this conversation, you feel me? Because like how we ended last year, we've got X factors as well. I mean, you got Osimhen and Kvaratskhelia, like two players that can start and play with anyone. But obviously, we've been terrible. But so that's what I'm saying. Like, I got Man City and Bayern Munich, and then I've got a lot of teams in that second tier of that can all compete with each other. Because obviously, we had Real Madrid in our group. Obviously, we'll get to that in a bit. But yeah.
I think Arsenal. For me, obviously, you have to look at the draw to see what it is first. Exactly. But I think with Arsenal, like. They want the easy team, but when I look at because they might get the tough team. Like if they get an Inter, I think my question with Arteta has always been. I have the same question with the spiky hair dude in Catalonia, Xavi. Weird ass hair, man. I think Hussein is on better, but it's like the spiky hair dude. Arteta? We saw it in Europa League. I know Arsenal fans might say it was just Europa League, but there was 3 times you were in Europa League and you didn't make the final 1 time, and 2 of those times you had an embarrassing defeat. You had the Olympiacos loss in 1920 with El Arabi. Shout out El Arabi, one of my favorite goals ever, man. The way I celebrated that goal, I fell off my bed. I was in uni. I was watching the game on my laptop. I actually fell off my bed just screaming El Arabi because I'm an Olympiacos fan, obviously. That's the Greek team in me.
Yeah.
And then you had the Villarreal loss where you had your ex-gaffer come into your ground and he beat you. Yeah. But there was no crowd, so maybe you kind of put that. And then last year, Sporting, their fans are going to say we were in the Premier League title race, yada, yada, yada. we threw away the Europa League, but let's be real, you tried. You had a lot of your first team players on that pitch against Sporting, and you lost. So Arteta knockout stage tournaments, how will he fare? And he also hasn't done that well in the cup in England either. The FA Cup he won in his first year, but since then they haven't really done well in the cups. I don't think he's even made Wembley since then. So away net, let's say they get Leipzig. Can you go over to Germany first leg? Can you at least get the draw? You don't have to get a win. You can bring it back to the Emirates, but can you get the draw?
I mean, you can say that about a lot of teams. Like,
yeah,
can you go to Paris in the first leg and get something against Mbappe and Luis Enrique? Can you go to Dortmund? I mean, not Dortmund finished first, but like, can you? There's a lot of like interesting teams in that second pot. You know,
can they go Lazio away? How you gonna deal there? Your ground.
Well, exactly. I mean, no team is easy. You know what I'm trying to say? So it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, because I think if Arteta proves to me in the round 16, I'm like, okay, you guys got that past that first hurdle.
And I think that's why they want a big team in the second. I think like just for them to prove it to themselves, and then to prove it to everyone that we can really do this. You know.
Yeah, no, I think that's the thing with Arsenal, but obviously their fans are bro. Asking for Inter is crazy though. I mean, I get it, bro. But sometimes away at San Siro is long, bro. Imagine they have to go to San Siro first, and I don't know what the Premier League schedule is like. So what if they have like a big Prem match like the weekend before too? How can they handle that kind of pressure? That's why I think with Arsenal, I've always said this: they have the ability and the talent to go far in the Champions League. When you look at their squad, you should be thinking like semifinals, but they don't have that experience yet. And I said the same thing about Newcastle when I talked about on the second episode. I said, on paper, you expected Newcastle to beat Dortmund twice. Let's be serious.
Yeah.
But that experience, Matt Hummels rolled back the years, bro. He looked like it was 2015 Matt Hummels.
Yeah.
So it's all about the experience. And Arsenal, as of right now, they have a couple UCL winners in Jorginho, your guy, and what's his name, Kai Havertz. So they have that kind of experience. But the other guys, Bukayo Saka, Bukayo Saka, big games. Interesting. Uncomfortable conversations.
Uncomfortable.
And obviously now we get to Group C. We'll start with your team. I put him in the thumbnail too. I got you. I secured you guys a spot. Obviously, Victor Osimhen scored a goal. You guys scored an own goal. You finished second in your group. How confident are you, like, in terms of like if the round of 16?
I'll be honest, bro. I got lucky. Well, Napoli got lucky because we had a pretty easy group. Right, because if we had like a RB Leipzig or a Newcastle or one of these tricky teams, it would have been long for us because we've been poor this year. Like what's carrying us through is the fact that we've got good players and good talent. Because when you lose such an important coach, it's difficult to replicate. Of course, we didn't lose any players apart from Kim Min-jae, but like we look a shadow of what we looked. We look a shadow of what we looked last year. And it's really a shame. But of course, I do expect us to make some signings in January. I expect a midfielder to come in. I expect a left back. I expect at least 2-3 signings because I keep referencing the year that Ancelotti got sacked and Gattuso came in and we were in a terrible situation and we made like 4 or 5 signings. That was the year that Lobotka came, Deme came, Politano came. Like these are people that ended up becoming like big parts of our team. So I feel like this January we're gonna make some big signings, and hopefully by the time the draw, I mean February is a long time away, so hopefully by that time we're kind of playing a much better brand of football. And again, even in the Champions League, no matter how bad we are, we're always a decent side. Like even against Real Madrid, both games we lost because of a goalkeeping mistake. It was 2-2, and then a goalkeeping mistake makes it 3-2. Like something that your keeper should save 9 times out of 10 is the reason that it's 3-2. And there were long periods of that game where we were the better team. So Champions League big games, I do expect us to be in and about, but you always need that coach to kind of give you that final push, and I don't think we have that.
I hear that, obviously. I mean, like you said, you have the X Factor player we talk about it because you have your left wing, Vitor Kvaratskhelia, who unfortunately I might have to go to war with in March for the Euro playoff qualifier. So we'll talk about that in about 4 months. And obviously Victor Osimhen, who I don't know his exact stats. He's probably not on the same stats as he was last year, but Osimhen is always a danger, and especially
he spent a lot of time injured this year. To be fair,
yeah, that's always
but he still has a decent. I mean, if I check his stats, he's still got decent numbers this year in the Champions League and in football in general.
Yeah, and I know you guys secured him to a contract yesterday, the extension until 2026. Release cost up to 130, 140 million.
Yeah, he's got 7 goals already in all competitions, so it's not it's not levels, but he's still playing. He's still playing that pretty decent.
Yeah. Also, the thing with Osimhen is like by February, let's say he gets into that kind of form where he's bagging like 2 goals a game.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Osimhen's that kind of player, like he was
And
last
he's
year.
going to go to the African Cup of Nations as well, so he's going to get confidence from that. And say they win that, and then you come back, and all of a sudden it's
Yeah.
So
That's
so
true,
yeah, I
man.
mean February's a long time away. I mean the draw is going to happen on Monday. Obviously you plan for that, but it's a long time away for sure.
You know what year I really realized that they really can't predict anything was in 2018 when we drew PSG in the round of 16, and it was right after we sacked Jose. And right away, I was thinking, bro, PSG away 3 months. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is our interim manager. What kind of freaking chance do we have? And then, lo and behold, we went like on a 16-game unbeaten run. Paris beat the shit out of us at Old Trafford, and then we had that miracle night in Paris. So, like, you actually
Bro,
really
and
can't.
I remember that game because you had guys like Tahith Chong start in the starting lineup,
Bro, it was
it
so
was
crazy.
like
Bro.
it was crazy to see. It was crazy to see.
For me, that's PSG's worst ever loss in Champions League. Like they should
Mhm.
have been in that poor United team, bro. All the good players were in the stands. Pogba was with Patrice, everyone in the stands. Jesse Lingard and Martial were at home celebrating Rashford's goal. It was a crazy time, but I think that's the year I realized, bro. You can't predict anything about Champions League
Exactly, because
knockout
you
stages.
got all of February and all of January. You've got the African Cup of Nations. You got the Asian Cup as well that's happening. So if there's any like the South Korean players, for example, Kim Min Jae is going to be going to that. A Human Song, obviously, even though he's not in the Champions League, but there's a few decent Asian players as well, like Real Sociedad. Kubo's going to that. So you got some interesting players, and obviously everyone's got African players on their team. So there's so many things that can change from now until February. So you never know. You never know. I mean, it's going to be interesting though. I mean, the Champions League, isn't it?
With Napoli, obviously, if I look at the group winners, I'll tell you right now what team I think you could beat. Bayern, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Arsenal, that's an iffy one. It could
Arsenal,
happen.
Yeah, Arsenal. Okay, I was saying this yesterday to a friend of mine. Right, 2 teams that you 100% avoid are Bayern and Man City, as I've been saying. Right, the team that you would rather not get is Arsenal. Everyone else you don't mind and you feel like you can go toe to toe with them. That's what it is. So Real Sociedad, Borussia Dortmund, Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid. If you get them, you think, all right, you know what? We're a similar level. We should be able to do what we can do. Like that's like machine for machine, basically. You feel me?
Yeah.
Arsenal are currently like one of the best teams in the world. If you can, under normal circumstances, you take Arsenal. You're like, fuck it, we can do that. Sorry, I don't know if you swear on your podcast, but yeah, you like, yeah, F it. We'll take Arsenal. We'll take that. The other 2, under no circumstances do you want those 2. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, I agree. Atletico, obviously, maybe another team that you might want to avoid slightly because Diego Simeone can make the game nasty. And you'll have a major coaching disadvantage in that game. But
his son plays for us. Maybe he takes it easy for us. We'll
start his son. That's actually a good narrative. Son scores against that. Let the script writers cook, man.
Play with his heartstrings a little bit. Yeah. But the reason I don't mind a team like Atletico Madrid is because you expect them to sit back and you're going to give us possession. And if you give guys like Kvaratskhelia, Osimhen, Lobotka enough touches, eventually we're going to score goals. So I don't like. That's why me personally, I wouldn't mind them.
Yeah. No,
and Osimhen's a handful for literally anybody.
Yeah. So I think Barca for you. I think you could take advantage of Barca.
Oh yeah. No, I wouldn't mind Barcelona at all.
I wouldn't mind Barcelona. I said Barca. Bro, this job again, man. Bro, I just realized Dortmund won their group only scoring 7 goals. That's crazy. Anyway, we scored 12 and we got knocked for them. Anyway,
as a fan, obviously I'd want Dortmund because that's probably the easiest team, and also because I'm gonna go to both games in it, so I would want
away ground, away Dortmund.
Yeah. Those experiences out of this world.
Yeah, because apparently if Greece qualify for the Euros, first match day for our group would be Greece Turkey, and it's in Dortmund. I look, you want to go to that. That just sounds.
Shit. No. Of course. Now, if Greece in the Euros, you have to be in Europe for the tournament. Yeah, because like the last time, when you won it in 2004,
it's the 20th anniversary technically too.
Since you guys won it, right?
Yeah.
So, how old were you then?
4. I don't. The only thing I remember, bro, is my dad carrying me out in the balcony yelling. That's the only thing I remember. My dad just yelling carrying me on the balcony, saying, "We won, we won, we won." That's about it. We won the cup. That's what they all said. That's all they said. The other team in your group, the team that ended up winning your group, was Real Madrid. Obviously, Real Madrid are always a talk about Champions League because they are the heritage club of Champions League. How much have they won? 14 now, I think 14. It is 14. Obviously, this is a Real Madrid team that's not reminiscent of other ones because you no longer have Karim Benzema. Obviously, no Ronaldo, no Ramos, all that kind of stuff. But they have a new Galactico, Jude Bellingham, and he's going to be the focal point in terms of what they can do in Champions League. He's going to be the one they depend on. Vinicius, I think, is still injured. Militao is still injured. Courtois is injured. I think Tchouaméni's coming back now. I remember him like posting something like rehab and stuff like that. With Real Madrid, obviously we can never count them out. But do you think that this current iteration of the squad can do something, or do you think that like there's a couple other stronger teams than them?
I think there's stronger teams, but of course, Real Madrid in the Champions League is just different. Like at any point, what scares me about Real Madrid is you can be 2-0 up against them and they're not phased. You can be 3-1 up. Like Chelsea were 3-0 up at some point. They weren't phased at all because the minute they get one goal, everyone on the other team is worried. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So all it takes is one goal for them. Man City needed to survive for 90 seconds and they conceded 2 goals in 90 seconds in a Champions League semi-final. So it's always it's always you never want Real Madrid. Like I mean, and they've got, bro, I was reading somewhere the other day, right? They went from Xavi Alonso, Khedira, and Mesut Ozil to Casemiro, Modric, and Cruz, and now they've got Camavinga, Bellingham, and Tchouaméni. Like the succession at that club is ridiculous. Like it's unbelievable how well run the club is. Now they're always going to be an issue, and also when you have a coach like Carlo Ancelotti, like he will always, he just needs to raise the eyebrow one time, and Real Madrid are going to be interesting. They always are. That's all you can say. I mean, it's Real Madrid. Real Madrid in the Champions League, it's like Man City in January. You don't question it. You just know what's going to happen. Man City are going to go on their 14-game unbeaten run or whatever. Real Madrid are going to go far in the Champions League because it's Real Madrid. So
I actually wonder who did the eyebrow raise first, Carlo Ancelotti or The Rock. That's actually, I wonder who did it first, bro. Who did it first?
Ancelotti did it before The Rock was born, fam.
He might have, bro. Was Ancelotti doing it in his Milan days when he was playing? That's the real question. But that'd be interesting to know. Oh, so yeah, that's for me, Real Madrid, when I look at them, it's that lack of striker that really worries me. I'm like, can you really play with no striker like that?
With Hosselu, yeah, exactly.
But
don't you think they probably signed someone in January though, like a decent striker? Because if they do,
well, I don't know, bro. I've been thinking, are Madrid gonna sign a fullback for the last 5 years, and they haven't signed one yet.
They haven't, yeah.
Bro, Florentino Perez is actually mind boggles me. I'm like, bro, how do you go into the season with Joselu as your striker? Like at big Real Madrid, bro.
Yeah,
this ain't some little club. This is the best club in the world, the biggest club in the world, and you go into your striker.
To be fair to them, they try to be smart with it because Hosselu, over the last few years, if you look at his stats, has been a pretty decent La Liga striker.
That's true.
I like if you let me check his goals. How many goals he scored in the league? Like I'm sure he's getting like 15 plus every season for a while.
Yeah, I think it was Espanyol that he was playing for.
Did I lag out?
I think so. You're frozen.
I'll be back in a second.
Yeah,
refresh.
Joselu. I'll pull up the stats real quick. 16, I think, was it last year, and 14 in the year before. So yeah, with Real Madrid, it'll be interesting. Let's see what the comments real quick. Kim and Jay carry the defense. Romani Oliveira getting exposed this season. The Neymar face was golden. Neymar's a meme, man. Barca food, I agree. Yeah, you think Scarlett did it first? United, big up United. Man said The Rock, no doubt. You know what? I'm gonna Google that. I'm gonna come back next show. I'm gonna answer that question. Joseph got 3 goals in 5 UCL games. That's decent. I think that's actually true. Did he get a brace yesterday? He got a brace on Tuesday, right? Yeah. So, and then he scored in one other game. I forgot what other game he scored in. We'll check on that real quick. He scored in the last game against Napoli. So 3 goals in 2 games. That's fierce. Can we trust Kepa on Champions League nights? That's a good question for your mind. That's actually a really good question. I don't know if we can trust Kepa on Champions League nights. He's had some big European nights, though, to be fair. But that was mostly in Europa League for Chelsea. So I think, what was it? Frankfurt and shit like that. But Super Cup against Villarreal, he had a good game. So I remember that one game where they kept on feeding and the poor guy couldn't score. That's also true.
My bad.
Not good. The chat asked, can they trust Kepa on Champions League nights?
I saw Kepa at the Maradona Stadium make some incredible saves. I don't think Kepa's as bad as people pretend he is, man. He's not that bad, bro.
You know what the thing with Kepa is, bro? He just concedes the biggest bangers of all time.
Yeah, he does.
Bro, it's that kind of goalkeeper.
So Hosselu in the last 4 years scored 11 goals, 2 assists, 11 goals, 3 assists, 14 goals, 4 assists, 16 goals, 2 assists. And this year, yeah. And even this year he scored 8 goals so far.
Yeah, he scored three in his last 2 Champions League games.
So even though it's not the flashiest name, like this, he's someone that's effective in the league for them, you know. So
yeah, that's true. And also, when you have Bellingham, bro, like the dude looks like he could just rise in any stage of the
unbelievable
season.
player, man. What a player.
He's proving me wrong. I can't lie. obviously I've always rated him in terms of like he's a top talent, but bro, the way that he adjusted to being into that limelight is
Mhm.
crazy. That's just like that's when you
I
know
think I
like
think he's the best English talent since Wayne Rooney, in my opinion. Like no one gets close to them.
I can you know what, I can hear that. I can hear that.
Like
Obviously,
Bellingham, no one just goes to Real Madrid and just
yeah, no,
like
no, yeah, the adjustment period.
just celebrates like this at Real Madrid and just takes it by the like it never happens, bro. Even
Bro,
Cristiano
like,
Ronaldo, it took him some time.
well, if you think about it, Vinicius was meant to be the star of the team, but it's not even Vinicius. It's Bellingham. Like that's the people that everyone talks about. It's no
Yeah,
longer
yeah, yeah.
Vinny. And Vinny wears the number 7. So when you wear the number 7 at Real Madrid, you're meant to be him. But to be fair, Bellingham was wearing the 5, and that's Zizou's number.
That's
So,
Zizou's number exactly.
that's kind of fair. Group D, Inter Milan, Sociedad. I can't lie. I'm actually really shocked that Inter did not win this group. But I always thought they were going to win this group, and especially because the last game was in Milan. So I'm like, they're going to be Sociedad. Then I looked at their starting 11. I don't see Lautaro in the starting 11, and I don't see Nicolo Barella in the starting 11.
They made 6 changes. I mean, I've never seen a team rotate for the Champions League. Like I think that they were just so confident. Like the entire tournament, they were playing basically their second team. In that last game against Sociedad, even though they needed to win to go through, they made 6 changes to their starting 11 that
Like,
won over the weekend.
I'm like, bro, what is going on here? I'm like, yo, who is that? Who is like? I know who Augusta is, but man's that left center back. Like, bro, it's crazy. Juan Cuadrado right mid is crazy in 2020.
I feel like they just think, yo, listen, whoever we get, we don't. It doesn't first, second, it doesn't bother us.
I guess so. Yeah, I think they're
We'll
confident.
take anyone.
They might not be confident if they get Man City on
Most of their fans want Man City. That's the craziest part.
They want revenge. That's good.
They want Man City.
I think I wouldn't want to play Man City over
bro.
I promise,
bro. If I was Inter, I wouldn't be worried about the draw too because they're playing like they're playing so well right now, man.
I hear that. I mean, and also Inzaghi is just one of the best cup managers in the world football.
Yeah,
bro.
Like last year, for example, the way Napoli were playing when we scored the most goals ever in the champion, we scored 6 away at Ajax, we scored 4 at Liverpool. You know what I'm trying to say? When we were playing like that, we don't really care who you get. You know what I'm trying to say? Because you feel like right now we're playing unbelievably, so I didn't care who I got. You know.
No, I hear that. You know what? That's fair. Also, Lautaro is an amazing form, and like I said, I think Inzaghi's made what Coppa Italia final like 3 years in a row, something like that.
Yeah. Always.
Bro, just an incredible cup manager. I just think like bar Man City, obviously, because no one wants to draw them, even if their friends want to. If you look at the other teams, Bayern Munich, I genuinely think Inter could beat Bayern Munich like over 2 legs. Arsenal, we talked about it. Real Madrid is a tricky one because then that's where heritage starts getting involved into it. What else? Barcelona, I will 100% take Inter Milan. There is no doubt about that in my mind. So it'll be interesting, but bro, obviously February's a long time away and we don't know what's gonna happen. But
I'm not gonna lie, the one team that I think causes them problems, like actual problems, obviously apart from Man City, Atletico Madrid. Yeah,
that's it. That's a very interesting. If that happens, that's gonna be the most interesting tactical matchup of the UCL.
Yes,
you have 2 managers that are very similar in terms of they want to make the game slow and rough for everyone. They don't want to they want to play at the slow pace, especially Simeone. They're very similar. They're 3-5 because Simeone's adapted to 3 at the back too. So that's actually I actually want to see that matchup.
That's what I'm saying. So and a lot of Inter fans don't want that because like you genuinely can't call it. It literally will come to because as well as Lautaro is playing well, Griezmann has been in incredible form over the last 18 months. Griezmann has been ridiculous. So he's a game changer as well. So you really don't know how it's gonna go.
And then you got Morata versus Thuram and shit like that. So I never thought about that. This camera's bugging out today, man. Ridiculous. But I never thought about that matchup. That's like I'm like I've always saw like Inter, Bayern, City, Arsenal, like that kind of matchup. Madrid.
Yeah, no.
That'd be
because Atletico have just quietly gone through the group stage and no one really, you know what I'm trying to say?
I keep telling people, unless you have Cristiano Ronaldo on your team, you do not want to play Atletico. That's been the story.
Yo, what was it? There was like 3 years in a row that the only team that beat them was teams that had Cristiano Ronaldo in them. That's how, bro, I swear to you, Atletico Madrid deserve a Champions League trophy, man. I wish they get it, bro.
Well, like, article on Griezmann, I'm like, bro, let's finish the storybook this year, man.
Let's get over the line, bro. Atletico Madrid deserve a Champions League trophy, man. Finals against Real Madrid.
I think so 2013 they got eliminated by Madrid. The year after 2014, what the hell did they get eliminated by? Wasn't Ronaldo? I don't know. They might have not even made it past the group stage. I don't know. It's actually interesting. I need to look at that.
Let me check Atletico Madrid Champions League history, right? Let me even do that.
I know 15-16 was Ronaldo. 16-17 was Ronaldo. 17-18 they got grouped because I remember Chelsea finished above them. Then 18-19 they got bounced, and then it was 19-20 when the streak ended and it was I think Leipzig eliminated them in the bubble.
Yeah. So 18-19 was round of 16. Well, okay, let's get start from here. Yeah. So
No, it wasn't Madrid in
14 was they got to the final where Real Madrid beat them. 14-15 was the quarterfinals. I think that was when Real Madrid beat them as well.
Yeah, it was 1-0.
And then you got 15-16, the final again. And you got 16-17, which was they got to the semi-final. I don't know who beat them there.
Real Madrid was Ronaldo hat-trick at Bernabeu.
Okay. 17-18 was group stage. 18-19 was at the first year against Juventus.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
That's crazy, bro. That's actually crazy. I think the worst Champions League game I ever watched is United Athletic. Oh, that was such a terrible game. I remember because they had to like redo the draw that year because we had PSG in the first. We had PSG. I'm like, oh, Ronaldo versus Messi, so obvious, by the way. And they give us Athletic. I'm like, don't give us Athletic in the redraw. And then I see Athletic. I'm like, you're fucking pricks. You literally gave me the only team I did not want to play in my life because United versus Spanish teams is cash money for the Spanish teams. No matter what, bro, they slap us up every single time. So I'm like, fuck my life. But yeah, Inter Atletico, that'd be an amazing matchup. That can even be a quarterfinal matchup. It doesn't even have to be round of 16, to be fair, because I think both teams could have a really strong chance, and those are the two teams you want to avoid. Benfica beat Salzburg. Benfica, for me, one of the most disappointing teams in Champions League this year. But they lost a lot of players. But Sociedad, that's a team that a lot of people think can cause they could be like the the Cinderella story in terms of Champions League this year because they have a lot of technical players. They have the young, exciting talent in Kubo. You have your Zubamendi that's in DM that a lot of Arsenal fans want at their club because of the link. Do you think that Sociedad can kind of be that kind of Cinderella? Do you think
the way I see Sociedad is the way I saw Napoli last year? You're playing like you've been amazing in the group. You're doing well in the league. No one really wants to face you because you play this incredible brand of football. You can always be the Cinderella story. I mean, if you've got all of these things in place, of course you can. But I just see it as there's teams that are going to be stronger. Like even last year, if you were to play a Man City or a Barcelona, your road's coming to an end no matter how much Cinderella story you are. And that's the same now, if these guys get one of the big teams, they'll lose. They probably get through the round of 16 because they finished first. They could get a Copenhagen. They could get a Borussia Dortmund. They could get Lazio. They could get like a decent draw, And if that happens, they probably do qualify, but then that's when it gets sticky,
For me, I really don't. I think Man City might be the only team that's technically better than them in terms of ball on the floor. Bro, every single one of their players is just so techie, but that pace and power does come into effect at some point. You gotta have some kind of
of course,
athleticism, and then we'll see. But I think the worst thing for them would be getting a Spanish opponent in the quarterfinals. I don't think they'd want to see Atletico.
Of course, Atletico or Barcelona or Real
Madrid. Those in-league matchups, we all know what can happen. Obviously,
so annoying, bro. That's what cost me last year, bro.
Because if you come up against your bogey team, it's clip. It's so clip.
Yeah, of course. I hate that. I hate that about the Champions League.
Speaking of Atletico, Group E, they hadn't even clinched their group yesterday until they beat Lazio 2-0. Antoine Griezmann scores again because when does he not score? What a player, man! What a player! I love him so much. Thank God we got our our redemption after that. After Barcelona tried to ruin my guy, they've tried to ruin so many players in the last 5 years. Bartomeu, you will not see heaven. But obviously Atletico? We talked about it. No one wants to play them. Absolutely, no one wants to play Atletico. Do you think this is the year, though, that Diego Simeone can,
Do you know what it is? Honestly, every single year, I think Atletico Madrid could go far. Yeah, because of Diego Simeone and because the way they play is almost perfect. It's one of the only teams that consistently play mistake-free football and still manage to score goals. You never doubt Atletico Madrid scoring goals. They're going to score goals. The issue is how are you going to score past them? You know what I'm trying to say? And when you come with that, especially in cup competitions, because you only need one goal. Over 180 minutes, you just need one. They're going to get one. Are you going to score yours? And when the situation is like that, you always have a chance. And then you've also got the quality of guys like Antoine Griezmann, who's playing like the best player in the world. So... And I mean, Atletico Madrid are a team that I always enjoy. And it's just, of course.
Nah, I was reading because obviously I wanted Simeone United as a pipe dream kind of stuff. But I wanted to read into his tactics, but the way he's changed his game with in terms of they're more attacking now than they used to be. He's kind of sacrificed defensive solidity for more attacking.
Look at that start,
bro. We gotta go up against Rodrigo De Paul. No one wants to go see. No one wants to see.
No one's trying to see Rodrigo De Paul.
But
The midfield is Rodrigo De Paul, Witzel, and Saul.
yeah, you have Marcus Llorente, who might have been on the bench or
Yeah,
something, or he's injured. No, he's not injured. He's on
and
the
then
bench.
you got Correa and Griezmann that started up front.
Yeah, got what's
They
it called?
still got Aspilicueta that can come on. Memphis Depay is there too. I didn't even know that.
Capitan Koke.
Okay.
Ronaldo, the center. I think he's coming back from an ACL injury.
Yeah. Oh my days.
Riquelme, who I think got man of the match at Feyenoord the last match.
Yep.
Left back. So Soyuncu stinks. That guy's not serious. But everyone else, Javi Galan, I think they signed that guy from Celta Vigo. He had a decent season last year in La Liga. So yeah, they got the players, man. They have a lot of versatility. That's the one thing with Simeone I've always appreciated. He wants so much versatility from his players, and I always appreciate that.
Like everyone can play everywhere right now.
Everyone, bro. If you need to go do a shift at left wing back, I'm going to put you there, and you're going to give me at least an 8 out of 10. No matter what. Bro, Marcos Llorente at right back, bro. I'm going to make sure you shut down that team, and you're just going to run.
Yeah, it depends who they get. I think they're going to be cool, though. Regardless of who they get, I think they're going to go through, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, let's look at the teams real quick. Obviously, like
PSG, Napoli,
PSG do not want to see Atletico. If I'm PSG, I do not want to see Atletico.
Yeah, no, of course you don't.
Because I think one of the like the pages on Twitter said 70% confidence that we could beat Atletico. I'm like, you ain't 70% confident about nothing.
You barely beat AC Milan and fucking Newcastle.
Didn't top your team a group against Dortmund, and Dortmund aren't really like the attacking team that they
it's not the same Dortmund that had Götze, Royce, and Lewandowski.
They make the game nasty, and if they make the game nasty for you, imagine what
Simeone is gonna do to you.
And then also not even that Newcastle, because I think Eddie Howe is like kind of like a slightly B-Tech version of Diego Simeone, because like he took when he got sacked from Bournemouth. When he went like on his 1-year hiatus, he read a lot of Simeone books and stuff like that. He tried to model his new like philosophy around Simeone. So you couldn't beat Newcastle twice, and you got spanked by them at St. James Park. Imagine what
they got spanked 2 times, and they got cheated the last game too. To be fair,
yeah. So imagine what Atletico Madrid. Like, ain't no Callum Wilson up there, ain't no Isaac up there no more. No disrespect to those guys. It's Antoine Griezmann, and that guy. I guarantee you he'll bag in Paris. So
of course
they don't want PSV. That's easy for them. Napoli we talked about. Inter, that'd be probably the one team that Atletico don't want to see. Leipzig, they'll beat Porto. Yeah, that's like work. Actually, Porto will be a nasty matchup. I can't lie. That's not gonna be a good watch.
Yeah, it would just be a terrible game of football.
Yeah, that's just terrible. Coin Chow versus Simeone.
It's not gonna be good.
Next up, the group of death. The one group that everyone was locked in yesterday. I had both the games on my screen. Dortmund, PSG. PSG obviously every year is like, will this be the year? Can they at least cause like some kind of chaos? They'll always have the best player on the pitch, Kylian Mbappe, and now they've added this new star. Why you don't think Mbappe will be the best player on the pitch every single time?
Nah, you know it is. I don't like. You know what it is.
Speak on it.
Every time they've needed Mbappe to do something, he hasn't. For France, different animal. Which I'm trying to say, world class player. But I'm saying for PSG, every time they've needed something, it's just not happened in this group. How are you letting, like, for example, people compare him to young Cristiano Ronaldo. You think Cristiano Ronaldo's not beating Newcastle in the Champions League?
At that age, yeah, I agree with that. At that age, I agree with that.
Yeah, come on, man, bro. Like, you're supposed to take the game by the scruff of the neck. You know what I'm trying to say? Don't just be making runs and expecting the ball to come to you. Like, Zaire Emery, who's 17 years old, looked more impressive than Mbappe across the entire group stages. You know what I'm trying to say? Like Mbappe, in my opinion, is he one of the best players in the world? Absolutely. I'm not going to take that away from him, but I need to see more again. Like when he's playing for I just need to see more. Like that's a fair assessment.
To be fair, I had the tweet ready yesterday. I'm like, yo, Mbappe, best player in the world in Europa. That's why one of the titles for the video is like, no Europa for Mbappe. I'm like, bro, the best player in the world, the self-imposed best player in the world. Bro, you cannot be playing whoa on Thursday nights, bro. That should not be allowed, bro.
Bro.
Ronaldo never went to Europa. Messi never went to Europa. Neymar did not allow PSG to go to Europa. I remember when they came to our ground.
To be fair to PSG, I feel like this transfer window was their smartest transfer window, where they didn't buy superstar names. They bought players that kind of made sense. You know what I'm trying to say?
If it doesn't work this year, if it doesn't click this year, but if they get another summer,
I do feel like they're preparing for life after killing Mbappe, though.
Yeah.
Like Skriniar, they bought Lucas Hernandez. Like, these are all good players. But I feel like they're preparing for life after Kylian Mbappe.
I don't like Skriniar, by the way. I don't rate him. Bro, that guy, this Champions League, every time I watched him, he got dunked on. Bro, he was getting put on posters. Like, bro, Dan Burn, dunked on him. Olivier Giroud, dunked on him at San Siro, bro. I'm like, Skriniar, I'm like, bro, yo, when you're not in the 3-back at Inter Milan, I'm like, yo, kind of shaky. Like, Maybe
No,
some
no,
part of it.
for sure. But yeah, no, I'm a huge fan of Luis Enrique, but Kylian Mbappe, I just need to see more. I need when your team needs you to
Rise.
to grab the game by the scruff of the neck and do something. You feel me? Like don't wait for the 17-year-old to feed you. You feel me? You go get the ball. That's what all these players that you're in conversation with, that's what they've been doing. You know what I'm trying to say?
I hear
Like
that.
all these players that you get compared to when they were younger, that's what they've been doing. You feel me? Like
I hear that. Cause to be fair, like what's it called? Yeah. With Mbappe, it was like he was meant to You got rid of Messi, you got rid of Neymar. They left the
mhm,
team, so now it's your team.
exactly.
You're the
And,
franchise.
and 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 they left because of you.
Yeah,
You said you didn't
you
want
kicked
these
them out. You
players.
basically kicked them out,
You
especially Neymar.
exactly.
Especially
You
Neymar.
didn't want these guys.
Especially
You feel
Neymar.
me?
Messi always wanted to leave Paris. He never
Yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to
of
leave
course, of
Paris.
course. But Neymar, you ran him out of town,
Yeah,
bro.
you ran him out of
Like
town. So you're like,
Neymar's not losing to Newcastle.
nah. I remember when
Ne-
Neymar in
Come
2020
on, man.
came to Old Trafford when we were in their group, and it was winner. If we won that game, we were winning our group, and if Leipzig had won their game, they were winning. They were
One
going.
of your comments said it's basically Mbappe's WhatsApp group.
I mean, nah, it really is, bro. It's G Mbappe, bro. I
Yo,
told you guys.
he brought all his dogs with him.
It's
He
G
goes,
Mbappe,
yeah.
bro. You think PSG knew who Cole wanted was like that, bro? Nah, let's be serious, man. There was not. And
And
Usman
Mbappe was
Dembele
like,
they
yeah,
wanted for
I
a
want
minute.
this guy. Like, Usman Dembele, that's my boy from when we were young G's. Zaire Emery, yeah, he's French. Bring him. Lucas Hernandez, yeah, that's my French teammate. Bring him as well.
Ain't no one trying to sign Lucas Hernandez in 2023.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's not be. And he had an ACL as well. They signed him as while he was injured.
Yeah,
That's
nah,
only
that's
because
crazy.
Mbappe told him to, bro.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. But
Yo, do you know how crazy? Do you know how wild it would be if they look like a completely different team after Mbappe leaves? Because I feel like, bro, Luis Enrique is incredible, bro.
yeah, I mean, it could work. Obviously, it's so tough.
Like they replaced Mbappe with Osimhen, straightforward, and you got Kolo Muani and what's it called, Dembele, and you got all. Hey, it could be interesting.
It could work. I mean, I think they have like I think they need one more transfer window to kind of solidify some other positions.
Sure,
like I think midfield, they need another midfielder. They need another center back for sure. Because Marquinhos, that decline is here, my brother. It is. It's heading. It's coming.
It's pending.
It's pending. But World Cup was spooky. Now it's really, really coming. But I think it's just so tricky with PSG because even Mbappe yesterday, like he kind of created that Zaire Emery goal. He's the one that took the ball down the byline and he passed it in. But Zaire Emery, bro, having a 17-year-old be that kind of a game changer is special. There's not many midfielders that can do that.
Bro. There was one turn that he had. Hakimi gave it to him in the middle of two guys, and he literally, I don't know how he got out of that. It was crazy.
His physical attributes are absolutely insane.
Crazy,
PSG,
crazy.
Bro, everyone's been saying this for PSG, bro. Just embrace that you're Parisian and just bring the best French talents to your club. That's what you're meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to bring all these world superstars, bro. Success will come if you just buy the best in France, bro. Because everyone knows France has the best talent in the world. France's D team would make the quarterfinals of a World Cup most likely. Like, let's be serious, man, bro.
Yeah, facts.
Like, they're rich, bro. We call Saliba the best center back in the world, one of the top 3 center backs in the world.
And he holds Bacano's beats.
Bro, he's 4th choice center back for France, bro. He'd be the 1st choice center back at every other nation.
Every other country in the world.
It's ridiculous, bro. Like Malo Gusto is a right back. He might not even be 5th choice, bro. Zaire Emery, bro, I promise you, Zaire Emery is starting for most nations at this stage.
Right now, of course he is.
But he has to sit behind Camavinga,
Chouameni. Like there's so many players, bro. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
So they have the richest talents, bro. Just go recruit them, man. It's like so obvious, especially now that all your other clubs in your league are Lyon, who was meant to be. Lyon used to be that club, like where all the young fresh talents, bro. They probably will get relegated this year. So that's right. That competition is gone. So just focus. So it'll be interesting with PSG though. Obviously, I have to see who they get, but when you have Mbappe and you have Zaire Emery, who they have another X Factor player, Dembele on any day can show up or any.
I'm not gonna lie. I think the biggest X factor on that team is Luis Enrique, bro. I'll be honest with you.
Coaching,
Luis
I hear that.
I think that's me personally, bro. I put so much emphasis on coach, bro. I think coach is the most important person, because an incredible team can be terrible with a terrible coach, but a terrible team can be elite with an elite coach. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That's just how it is, bro. That's just how it is.
Mbappe needs to try playing like a free-flowing 10, get on the end of the... Yeah, he be trying to dribble too much sometimes, bro. You are not CR7. No more. You don't need stepovers, bro. Just stop. Just run, bro. Just run.
Well, someone said Elise ain't even 8th choice right winger. That's true.
I don't know why he chose France. I don't know why he chose France, but that's crazy.
Elise starts for Spain and he starts for not England. He starts for Spain. He starts for Italy. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like that's a decent Premier League level winger, and he's never even gonna sniff that team, bro.
He's on the 21 still, bro. It's crazy.
Crazy.
So crazy with them. But the other team in that group, other 2 teams, Newcastle, Milan. Obviously,
Mm-mm.
Newcastle out of Europe as well. They joined us. England.
Oh, yeah, I just want to say thank you to you guys. By the way, I want to say thank you to Newcastle and Man United because of you guys.
The
Italy
coefficient.
might have 5 teams in the Champions League this year. So I appreciate it because I'm not doing well this year, and so fifth might be what I need. You feel me to get into the Champions League? So I
We
take
scored
that.
our own goal, bro. We scored our own goal because now we must get top 4. We can't depend on fifth spot.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
So this club,
Yeah,
man.
I'm wearing a little Dortmund top. You know what I'm trying to say to show appreciation for the anti Milan. I'm so glad that, bro. Milan are so bad. I try to tell people, no one tries to listen to me, bro. It was never a group of death. It was always going to be PSG and Dortmund because Newcastle, no experience.
Really,
Milan, terrible.
really,
As soon as the group came out, I said Milan are finishing last.
I'm a casual because I mean, they finished third to be fair.
No. When yesterday happened, I was like, you know what? Forget what I said. I want them to finish third because I want them in the Europa League. I don't want them to play 1 game a week. Bro, I swear to you, Milan are so bad. They're not good. Like everyone saw it. You got slapped by everyone.
Newcastle get that shit. Yeah, I'm gonna see. I didn't even care about the coefficient yesterday. I wanted Newcastle to lose. I don't care, bro. I don't like, bro. They're the new kid on the block, so I must be a hater. That's my job.
Milan are Leao FC. Facts.
They are, bro. And he had the worst miss yesterday. The shot that hit the post. I'm like, bro, stop being Mbappe. You don't have to go near post every single time, bro. Far post. It's as simple as that. But with me, they got the win though, so they secured Europa League football. Some fans aren't happy about that because sometimes you just want 4th place. And I think the last time they finished 4th in their group, they won the Serie A.
Yeah.
So
but now
that wasn't gonna happen this year.
They're like 10 points off first place already.
Yes, clipped. Pulisic got a goal even though he had a stinker because he was asked. I know, but there was complaining about his midfield the whole game. Loftus-Cheek, he's like, get that guy. He's like, leave him in England. He don't want to see him. Taylor Hernandez was at left center back. I don't know how that ended up happening. Apparently, it's been happening for the last 3 games.
Oh yeah, no, they have no center backs.
That's
they're just so injured.
If they want Victor Lindelof, they can have him. 10 mil for you, my friend. You could absolutely take that guy off my shoulders, man. Oh my god, bro. But I don't know, bro. I think with Milan, it's so tough. For me, they were never UCL semifinalists last year. I think they overachieved in that sense. They were like, for no disrespect to any Milan fan, but that was the worst team I've seen in the UCL semifinals in a very long time.
Yeah.
They didn't show up.
And that
was so sad.
Grab against Napoli, like the smash and grab was crazy.
And it was so disappointing too because you were going up against your rival. You weren't playing like some big, that's your local rival. You must show up. At least show some effort. They didn't show that, and I was very disappointed with that. But their midfield stinks. Obviously, they had the worst. They had a turmoilless summer in terms of that. But it's a shame for them. But Newcastle, hey man, I thought you could pull up the Champions League for the first time in 20 years and it was gonna be simple. No. That's not how it works around here.
How it works, man.
You gotta go through the tough battles. You gotta go through the hardships.
Hey man, turning up in the Champions League for the first time in 30 years ain't for everyone. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I did that and I had a group of death and I qualified.
I remember that group.
2011,
right?
2011. It was Bayern Munich, Manchester City, Villarreal, and Napoli, and we qualified. You know what I'm trying to say? First time in 30 years. Hey, it's not for everyone, bro.
Shout out Cavani and Lavezzi. What a team.
And Hamshik.
If you didn't go up against that Chelsea had voodoo with Champions League, bro. They're like Liverpool, low key. Chelsea knockout stages are spooky. They don't play Madrid, but they do some crazy stuff over there. Spooky. But now Milan, Newcastle. I think with Newcastle, obviously Newcastle should probably be happy. I'm not gonna lie, bro, because they have like a bunch of injuries. They should be happy they didn't get Europa. Actually, 4th might have been better for them because now the Eagles are rest up. You're gonna get to know where Joe and to be fair, he scored yesterday. He had a good goal.
I mean, I like Joe Linton.
I hate playing against him.
Yeah, so I like him.
Bro, the way he just falls to the ground and just like that Newcastle team is hell to play against. You don't want to play against them because they know how to do the dirty tactics, that kind of stuff. Dortmund, we didn't even talk about them. They won the group. For me, that was a shocker. I never expected them to win the group. I don't understand how, but do you think that for me, I think that the one group winner that I really think are going to get bounced out round of 16. I don't really see them beating any team in their round.
Yeah, no, that's why I want Dortmund. I would like Dortmund.
Bro, I just look at the team. They're so shout out Matt Hummels, all timer and all that kind of stuff, bro. He rolled back the years this campaign, but I look at their front four like Fulkrug, Adeyemi, iffy. Marco Reus is 2023. Let's be serious. Bro, he had to work. He could have eliminated PSG yesterday.
Yeah.
First touch landed him in the center of the box. Boy, he just let it roll past him. I'm like, bro, what's going on here? Bino Gaines actually because I watched him in the youth league. That guy looked like Ronaldinho there. It was crazy. But I think with Dortmund, bro, they just, to be fair play to them, man. They did their job. They made sure they topped their group, and they should be happy. That's all you could do. Last couple groups real quick. City, Leipzig. I was talking about Man City mostly. The big question is, do they go back to back?
At the start of the season, I said yes. Because their biggest issue was always, can they get over the hump? Now that they've gotten over the hump, it's like, okay, there's nothing stopping them. I mean, they're clearly the best team in the world. They have been for the last 4 or 5 years. It's just a matter of getting past the hump of winning the Champions League. Now they've done it, there's nothing in their way, you know? Like Champions League final a couple years ago, Champions League semi-finals multiple years. It's just they couldn't get over that final hump. And then when they finally did, now it's like, okay, who's going to really get in their way? Like, who are they scared of? I don't see anyone beating Man City over 2 legs. Nobody. Don't see anyone beating Man City over 2 legs. And that's just how it is.
I heard that. I mean, obviously, for me, they should be the favorites by far. Like, I don't think there's any team in Europe that can compete against them. The only question I have with City, which I did not expect to before the season, was their defensive solidity.
They're conceding too many goals, yeah.
I don't think they kept a clean sheet in the Champions League. I have to double check that, but I don't think they did. What was it? Every group. They didn't keep one yesterday. They didn't keep one against Leipzig. Oh, they had one against Young Boys at home. That was their only clean sheet in the Champions League. For me, that's crazy. Like, this is a team that signed Josko Guardiola for almost 100 mil. You have Ruben Diaz. Johnson's been injured, to be fair. Akanji, all that kind of stuff. You have a bunch of defenders. And that was an easy group. I'm gonna be serious, but somehow they weren't. But I think obviously when Kevin De Bruyne comes back, you get your talisman back in terms of the creator. Johnson will eventually get more fit. Rodri maybe doesn't have the disciplinary issues that he's had over the Premier League, and that hasn't translated to the Champions League. So yeah, I agree with you, bro. I just don't see a team beating over 2 legs. If you want to beat Man City, you're gonna have to meet them in the final. But can you really beat them in one game? That's the biggest game of your life because it's a Champions League final. So I really hope they don't do it though, because I don't think any Premier League team has done a back-to-back.
They haven't.
Since maybe Liverpool did it one time in the 80s and stuff like that, but in the modern day era, since it changed from the European Cup to the Champions League, no team's done it. And God forbid we let this freaking team do it, bro. We're gonna have to listen to Hamza for the rest of our lives, bro. That's the last person you want to hear, man, bro. Guys gonna be like heritage, back-to-back champions. Manchester never did that. Hassam, Liverpool never did that.
Yeah. Nice. It's gonna be. But bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. They've assembled the best team in the world. They've got it all, but we'll see how it goes, man. I hope they don't. I hope it's a team from another country. If it's not going to be me, I want it to be a team from another country.
Madrid, bro, you have to step up, bro. You cannot let another team do what your achievements have been back to back, bro. You show some freaking heritage, man.
Yeah.
Be real men. Don't let that happen. Please rise, man. I cannot have this team do it back to back, bro. Last thing we need on this planet. But Leipzig, they finished second. It's been secured for a minute now. Do you think that Leipzig can maybe cause an upset to one of the group winners, or do you think that it's just gonna be same old Leipzig?
I don't think so. There's nothing that moves me there, man. But Timo Werner and that doesn't.
Xavi Simons don't move you, bro.
Nah,
Openda don't move you. Openda's kind of cold.
Nah, the thing is, I'm not really too invested in that team, in it. So I'm not really. I don't really. But it's just like, you know how previous years you hear, this Leipzig team is this and that. You don't really hear that now. Everyone's kind of just expecting, cool. You get through the group. What you doing for me afterwards? That's kind of how.
Ever since Nagelsmann left, the kind of hype left about them. Because when you have Nagelsmann, you're like, okay, you have that young coach, this prodigy coach. Can he do something? But their defense is always shit. To be fair, they always concede goal. Orban is still there, bro. It's 2023. Cannot let that happen. The last team we're gonna talk about, Barcelona. For the first time in 3 years since the post-Messi era, they made the Champions League knockout. So congratulations to them.
That's exactly what it is. I said on the space yesterday.
You escaped Thursday. Good job. Bro.
I was congratulating them. I was like, yeah, welcome back. You've been missed.
You know, when that happened, Gundogan looked at when they were celebrating. I think it was after Porto. Gundogan's like, yo, what are we celebrating, bro? This big Barcelona. We're meant to be in the knockout stages. It gotta take us 5 games to qualify. What's wrong with this? But Xavi, I don't rate this guy. I've been onto him since he lost to Frankfurt in the Europa League semifinal. I don't like this, bro. And I've always said, bro, his play style is Dembele and pray. Ousmane Dembele has gone.
Yeah. What are you doing for me now?
I think they're 4th in La Liga. Girona is leading your league. They're even having Hamza support that football club, bro. He's like Girona heritage. You're 4th. Lewandowski has fallen off the face of the earth. He's washed.
Yeah.
Super, uber, duper washed. Your wingers, you're depending on a 16-year-old kid that's meant to be doing trigonometry class the next morning.
Yep.
Yeah, he has to be carrying your attack. Ansu Fati, you sent him to Brighton. Ferran Torres is probably one of their best wingers. Joao Felix has had one goal in the last like 15 games. Midfield, Gavi's out. Obviously, he tore his ACL. Pedri's coming back slowly. The Young is decent. Gundogan's there. Defense, I'm not seeing players in the defense playing the right positions.
I'm seeing everyone playing everywhere, fam.
I'm like, bro, I'm seeing Koundé left back one day. I'm like, yo, he's not even left-footed. He's right-footed. What are you doing, bro? They say inverted fullback, bro. You're not Pep. Coach. They say he's just doing his spiky hair. That's all he's doing, bro. It's like my dad, bro, just doing the spiky hair thing, bro.
Back up the hair. Nah, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Barcelona, to be fair, no disrespect to Barca fans. This is you in it, like pre-Messi, pre-Messi, post-Messi, like you're just back to where you've always been. You just got lucky with the greatest player of all time to get you some relevance. It's always been, when people look at Spain, it was always Real Madrid, and that was it. Messi got you to relevance. Messi's not here anymore. You're not good, like you're not that team. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm sorry. I apologize. It's just how it is. Forgive me.
Bro, I said this, bro, because like when they talk about Barcelona being one of like the biggest club in the world, I'm like, bro, only Messi made you that.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, some one of your scouts did not go to Argentina in like 1999 or whatever the hell what year it was, and didn't see some freaking 5'2" guy that needed HGH, and didn't scout him. You would have never been this club, bro.
Absolutely.
Your best ever player would have just been Rivaldo, which is not a bad player, obviously.
Not a bad player.
But like, bro, Real Madrid, you were never in their shoes. You were never in Bayern Munich shoes. AC Milan was always bigger than them.
Man United.
We were bigger than them. Liverpool were bigger than them. And you just have, bro, and they gas up this La Masia academy. Bro, if it wasn't for the mid-2000s, you got the Iniesta, you got the Xavi, you got the Messi, and you got
but they're not winning all of those Champions Leagues. They might win one or two. They might be like a decent club, but they're never winning. They're never winning multiple Champions Leagues and being the best team in the world for so long.
There's no 6-2, bro. There's no 6-2, There's no
none of that's happening. None of that's happening.
And now La Masia, bro, is mid, bro. Pedri's not La Masia. They got to stop claiming him. He's from what color was it? Las Palmas? Was it them?
Something like that.
Something like that. That's Pedri, bro. That's where he made a professional debut there. It's not like he was just in their academy and he transferred to your academy. Like he made his debut there. Gavi, he's all right. Like I still think Gavi's overrated. I think he's a good player.
He's a little overrated. I think it's because of his name rhymes with Xavi.
Yeah, they're trying to put the number 6 on him and everything, bro. You're trying to.
It's a little La Masia. Yeah. And I don't rate him. Like Pedri that's him in it.
That's generational. That's generational.
But let's relax with the Gavi stuff.
Bro. They think it's Edgar Allan Poe's class or something. We got to rhyme. This ain't poetry, man. You don't got to rhyme to be good, bro. That ain't how it works.
Trust me.
Balde, I haven't even heard about Balde all year. This promising left back. He looked good last year, but I'm like, bro, where you at? Damn, man said Gavi's Gallagher with Spice. That's crazy, man.
I think it was Spice.
Stop on freaking Gallagher. But I don't know. I think with Barca, I don't like. It's actually a little worse than Arteta in terms of. I don't trust Arteta. I definitely don't trust Xavi because I saw this dude pull up to Old Trafford last year and like Anthony dunk on his head. You let a guy that might have been Anthony's last GA. I promise you that might have actually been Anthony's last GA.
That's crazy.
That's how bad. Yo, Rafinha, bro. I feel bad for Rafinha, bro. He should have stayed at Leeds, bro. I'm sure Championship ball would have been better for you.
Nah, the thing is, Rafinha, Chelsea wanted him, Arsenal wanted him.
Should have gone to Arsenal. He could have cooked. Arteta could have. At least Arteta. I think Arteta's a good coach. He's still a little inexperienced, and he still has some levels to go. With Xavi, bro, if this dude was not what the second best midfielder,
I've got a theory that no elite football player can be an elite manager. I've got that theory.
Except Zidane.
Even that, I don't think Zidane was an elite coach. I think it was an elite. I feel like he was an elite manager.
He had the circumstance. He had the purpose.
He was blessed with like literally the best team ever or the second best team ever. And at the time where they were the best team ever, no other team was close to them. I think that's what that was. Okay. I don't think, and also the only other place I see him being successful is if he goes to the France national team, because that's also a generational team. You feel me?
I hear that.
I would like to see more from Zidane before I call him a generational manager or a very, very good manager. You feel me? I want to see him do it multiple times and multiple players. I'm trying to say.
Not tell me Pep was elite back in his day,
Pep wasn't an elite football player, man.
Bro, just because FIFA gave him an icon card because he's an elite manager does not mean that he was an elite player, bro.
No, Pep's not.
That's not how that works, man. Bro, I promise you, when you.
Like, if you're gonna say that, then I'll say Ancelotti and Mancini were elite players because they were good players. They were good players, but they weren't elite players. I'm talking about like Xavi was one of the best ever in his position. You know what I'm trying to say?
Xavi was making like world 11s. Like he was like, bro. If it was like him and it was like a debate between him and Iniesta every single year.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about that caliber of player. I don't think can ever be a elite manager.
Like when was Pep ever the best midfielder in the world? There was Roy Keane was better than him in his prime. I promise you, Roy Keane was a better midfielder. Paul Scholes was an absolutely better midfielder than him. So
Pep wasn't that great, to be fair.
Well, let's not gas him up, bro. I think he was captain of Barcelona. Maybe that's why they gas him up. Ancelotti was lead. I don't know about 1980s Milan, man. That's not my heritage.
I'll call my dad and ask him. See what he says.
Yeah, bro. All I know is about Kaká. That's my hero. I don't know about Ricardo Kaká. That's all I know about. And maybe a little bit Clarence Seedorf. But yeah, with Barcelona, do you think they get past the round of 16, or do you think that they get upset?
It depends who they get. If they get like a Copenhagen or a Lazio, you probably say they probably go through just based on the quality. But if I get Barcelona, I'm happy with that. I don't mind it.
I hear that.
I don't mind it.
To be fair, when I look at the second place teams, there's actually so mid. Oh my god, bro! Copenhagen they'll beat. PSV they'll beat. Napoli, we said you fit up in the air. If anything can happen. Inter, I think Inter beat them definitely. Lazio, sorry, hype man. Yo, Feyenoord, have some shame, man. PSG, I want to see PSG Barca. I actually want to see that.
That would be a good game.
Enrique revenge game. Let's see it, man.
No. You know, it's two good mid teams. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They're big they're good clubs, but they're mid right now.
It's a luxury mid off. That's what it is.
Yeah,
it's a luxury mid off.
Hey, clear.
Luxury mid off. Luxury mid off. I like that, bro. PSG. That's why I want PSG Barcelona.
Yeah.
The other thing I hate about Barca, bro, they don't have Mbappe Nou Camp. Because last time he played them, there was no crowd, and he scored the hat trick on them. I feel bad for them in that sense. Like that stadium could have been like more of a fear factor in Champions League nights.
Bro, but their fans are shit though. Like, bro, no matter what stadium they have, your atmosphere is terrible. Same with Real Madrid. You build
tourism FC.
So much money.
It's tourism.
Yeah, bro. You spend all this money on these new stadiums, whatever. You're competing. You're a good team, but your fans are a joke, bro. You know what I'm trying to say?
Bro, I say the same thing with the Knicks, bro. When it comes to regular season MSG, I'm like, bro, this is all Wall Street guys, bro. You just pick some random freaking guy named John Smith from Wall Street Journal, bro.
Yeah, bro, it's a joke, bro. It's a joke. Like, I was at Real Madrid. Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. When Napoli won the league and I knew that Real Madrid were gonna be pot B, I started tweeting, I want Real Madrid, just because of the experience of going to the Bernabeu. You know what I'm trying to say? I was disappointed, man. I was so disappointed. The stadium, beautiful stadium, great team, heritage, whatever. Fans are shit, bro. Like the away section shouldn't be the loudest section ever in any stadium. That shouldn't be the case. You're not supposed to hear them. You're not supposed to hear the away fans.
That's Old Trafford these days, to be fair.
My God, bro, it's a joke. It's a joke.
Nah, bro. You know what? I went to Olympiacos Stadium one time, Karaiskaki, UCL net. When they played Arsenal, we kept beating them there, bro. That was the best crowd I've ever been a part of, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm saying bro, you know, English teams and Spanish teams are a joke, bro. The atmospheres are terrible, man.
I think the lower Spanish teams like the Sociedad have a good crowd. I feel.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Villarreal, the Yellow Submarine.
I've been to Old Trafford a few times. Pleasantly surprised. Like Old Trafford's pretty decent. Stamford Bridge, I've been going there for forever. Terrible. Arsenal recently, it's been okay.
It's when the mood gets lifted.
Okay. When the mood gets lifted. A little bit disappointing, but they've got games where it goes crazy.
I heard they use speakers. That's what the sources.
No, yes, they do. They do from experience. They do. That's what it is.
I think what Old Trafford is like. I think United have the best away fans in the world. Like, I'm not even joking. I don't really think there's better away fans than Man United. The way I hear them, bro, every single Premier game, I hear United fans, no matter what. Home games, this situation is so toxic right now that I hear it. But
yeah.
When we're good, Old Trafford, it rises on a European night under the lights. It rises. Like last year against Barcelona, I heard that stadium, but obviously now shit's gone to the gutter. So, but
of course.
Every single time. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Obviously, not much we could really predict. We have to wait for the draw, so we'll see back on Monday. Obviously, I have you on a game before the UCL knockout stage start. Big up Napoli, obviously.
I was
happy for you guys last year, obviously. Watch Kelly, but me and Scarface are gonna be enemies in 3 months on.
Are you playing Georgia?
That's meant to be the final. If we get past the semifinal against Kazakhstan, they have Luxembourg. That's the final. Greece versus Georgia. And it's at their ground too.
Oh, because they're rated
hiding. It's not even that. They have a lottery.
Oh,
it's like they have the 14s and they just pick a random, and Georgia got it. So they have to go way over there. That's peak, bro.
Okay.
That's peak, bro. I'm so scared. I'm actually so scared. Trash Skill's gonna destroy me. I'm not even joking.
Yeah. Now he,
Yo.
bro, for Georgia, different animal for
Bro, it's
Georgia.
not even, bro. Those 1-game playoffs, bro. The team that has the best player typically
Usually
wins.
wins. Yeah.
When it's like a team of like very similar levels, bro. They have the X factor. They're pulling up with Kvaratskhelia. I'm pulling up with Tsimikas.
Yeah.
Shit ain't fair, man.
And they've got a good goalkeeper as well. Like
Marvashvili,
from Juventus, he's a good goalkeeper, man.
They have that Ajax dude, Matskeke. He came from Metz. He's cold for them too. He's like a straight. They have better X factor players than us. We don't have that, but I pray, bro. Greece somehow we do miracles when it matters. So that's all I can pray for.
We'll see,
bro.
Man.
Big up. Thank you for coming. Obviously,
always, man.
You can plug your shit real quick. I put it in the description as well. So where can the people find you?
Find me on Twitter, man. All my shit's on my Twitter, bro. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I see. Yo, you gotta start posting on YouTube though again. The sports.
No. Do you know what it is? I'm gonna make my YouTube just NFL because I'm on all these football podcasts. I'm just gonna leave my football takes for those podcasts. And then just because, bro, that's what my heart is, man. I'm gonna do my own NFL thing, man.
I know. I think with me, I think I'm gonna leave my football on my YouTube, like over here. I think I'm gonna start doing TikTok for like NBA, NFL, or that kind of shit.
Okay, yeah. I might do that shit too, bro.
Because NFL, bro, I'm buying. Yo, Tommy DeVito has brought me in, bro. He's talking.
Hey, we're outside though, man.
This Sopranos, they be doing this, bro.
Hey, yo, it's gonna come crashing down soon, though. It always happens in the NFL.
We play Philly next week, bro.
Yeah, you're pissed.
That's when to speak. I'm gonna enjoy.
Wait, you mean this week you're playing Philly?
Is it this week? I thought it was next week.
I'm asking who you playing this week.
I don't think it's Philly this week. I think maybe it's Philly this week. I don't fucking know what play, bro. Is it Philly this week?
Giant schedule.
Nah, Saints this week.
You're playing the Saints this week.
We got hope. I got one more week in me.
Yo, one more week could tell me the video, but the way Philly have been getting slapped up, hey, they're gonna be crazy, man.
Oh my God, that's peak. But nah, you're Vikings, bro. Nick Mullins, you're starting QB. That's peak.
We outside. Nah, it's cool though. We've conceded 0 touchdowns in the last 3 games, bro. Brian Flores is back, but yo, let's not do this for this platform. We'll do this another time, innit?
Yeah, we'll say that another time, obviously.
My bro, man. Always.
Big up for coming on. Thank you for everyone that tuned in. Hope you guys smash the like button. I'm a bad host, man. I should have told you guys to smash the like button. This is why I hate hosting. Make sure you guys smash that like button, share, subscribe. We're at 250 subs, so let's get it to 300 by New Year. Let's kick in the New Year with the bang. And yeah, more and more content. What's coming up is Man United review Sunday, my most dreaded day of all time. We're gonna get absolutely slapped. I have to go on A-list. I have to go on A-list is the day after. I have to hear Hussam talk about Anfield hype. We have the extra 7,000 fans. Yada 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 yada. So yeah, tune in Sunday for the match reaction. I'll be going live right after the game. I'm not gonna run. I promise you guys. I don't run. I will be there no matter what. Whether we lose 7-0, whether we pull off the miracle, do not let us win. That's all I'm gonna say. Do not let us win at Anfield because I will become the most shameless human being on the planet Earth. Earth has not seen a shameless human being like me if we win at Anfield. I promise you this.
I hope they do though, man.
I promise you this. But yeah, big up Muhammad again for coming on. Make sure you guys follow him on Twitter. Tune into his YouTube, NFL. I promise you this guy, bro. He might not be from America, but there's not many people that know more NFL than him. He knows what it is.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, man.
That's it, guys. Catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.